What up, 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 what up? What's good, people? What is up? What is They went from the fourth level of hell and sent us down to the seventh level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. What?
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really hello, casting, wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these fans on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Well, you gonna run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's how I do this song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Woo, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitch was going to stop. I thought Lil Bird was going to turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lou and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Murder was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he would start talking about prison. Why? Because the bitches was probably fucking in prison. Girl. Uncle Cliff, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. Well, he had on look like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. Like, I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequins. He had way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Yana Van Zap's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup clumped in everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. And you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. Yeah. Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the three kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see. Can I see? Hit me up in my DMs. I do want to see if you have a blue thong or a blue, jock strap, something like that. I'd love to see it too. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy.
Jesus Christ, superstar. All right, I'll tell you. Listen, y'all, I feel like a real person again. I am back. Ooh, so glad to be back, y'all. I finally got my phone back, y'all. Child, y'all, I was over here struggling for the last day and a half without my phone. Just struggling. But the phone is back. Praise God, from whom all blessings flow. Praise Him, all creatures here below. Praise God, praise God, praise God above the heavenly host. What is up, people? I am here. I'm back. I feel like listen, y'all. Let me greet you all appropriately. Hey, China White. Hey, Latanya. Boom. Why did I call this woman Latanya? Tanya. I saw the floor. But hey, Tanya. Boom. I'm back, y'all. I'm back, y'all. I'm blackity black, and I'm back, y'all. Well, black, not back. Anyway, I'm back. Got my phone back. Hey, Xavier. What's good, boom? Hey, La Jamina. Hey. Hey, Tracy. Listen, I was late for a reason because I had to go to the mailbox and retrieve my phone. So, because I've been without my phone for like a day and a half. and nothing. Listen, you try going damn near to. Really, it's been like 2 days now because I haven't had it since like Sunday around 5:30. So it's really been almost 2 days now. Hey, Fred J. Hey, Phil. What's good, everybody? As y'all come up in here, what is good as y'all come up in here? Listen, y'all. Hold on, y'all. It's real hot. Let me turn this heater down. Yeah. Ah, you do a whole wardrobe change since it done got hot. Damn jacket ain't the bee's knees. Hold on, y'all. Wardrobe change. Wardrobe change. Mm. All right. Whew. All right. It was like in the 30s this morning, and now it's like in the 60s. So, all right, y'all. We are here. We are back. I am so glad to have y'all here with me. Diva Wan, what's good, my love? What's good, boo? Harold, what's good, bruh? Child. You get a pass on your next. No, you don't get no passes around here. We get no passes on no essays around here. You know better. Stop playing with a real G. Stop playing with a real G. So, all right, y'all. So, the dossier today. Um, the dossier is packed with stuff involving the Rainbow Coalition. Those of us in the Rainbow Coalition, y'all see how we in the news a lot today? Like, it's just like tons and tons. Like, the people are over here frolicking on the grounds of the Rainbow Coalition compound. And, girl, okay, snacks for today. My juice of choice today is this Florida Natural Premium Passion Fruit. It's so good. And, of course, tis the season. This is my third box. So judge your mama, don't judge me. I'm trying to wean myself off, but this is box number 3 of the Christmas season. Don't judge me. You don't know my pain. You don't know what I've been through. Can we start with Miss Upchild? Okay, we'll start there, Xavier. We will start there, okay? All right, essays for reasonable price. Let him know, Fred J. He write essays for reason. All right. Xavier wants us to jump right into the deep end. We ain't gonna even hold it back. Baby, we're gonna jump right in the deep end. We jumping right in August. Yep, listen. Listen. We all have questions down here to the Rainbow Coalition compound. Um, listen, if you were trying to come out and make this big statement about how you get down, baby, that hug wasn't it. That hug, baby, girl, girl. Listen, if my boo is outing himself and making declarations about his orientation or however he chooses to describe himself, and you introduce me as your man, saying that you love me, I love you, baby, that's not the hug that you're going to use. That is not the hug that you're going to use to introduce me. Because if you my man, you try to hug me like that, baby, I'm going in and plowing one more nasty wet kiss on you. Now, Xavier, I know he has prior videos calling the young man his brother. We know what that was about. Now, Xavier, you listen, you're a card carrying member of the Rainbow Coalition. You know what that was about. That's all about giving cover for who he really is. So you know the girls like to say, "Oh, this is my brother, this is my cousin, whatever. This just my roommate." Instead of saying, we fucking. Child, I kind of agree with you, Diva One. I kind of feel like we've known this for some time. My thing about it is this. If you want to prove it to me, honey, what I need you and Lil Nas X and Tyler the Creator to go in the room and bust each other down and send me the video footage, and I might be okay. I might believe you. I'll be over here carrying the banner of, yep, he's got a whole suite down here to the Rainbow Coalition compound. Okay, I'm just saying, just you, Lil Nas X, and Tyler the Creator. That's all. Just the three of y'all. I ain't asking for too much. I'm just asking for one more good sickening threesome, and I'll be okay. That's all I need. Child. Hey, Tabitha. That's not a good combo. Why is that not a good combo, Phil? Phil. How is that not a good combo? Phil. 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 Lovely 31. When did you roll up in here? You just go slide up in here. I ain't even see you. I ain't even see you come up in here, Lovely 31. Just gonna roll up in here. I don't believe that that's true. I do not believe that. People have said that, Xavier. I don't believe that that's true. I don't. And it's not because I don't want to believe it, but you can't tell me Tyler and Taco, who was on, what was the name of the show he had on Adult Swim on Cartoon Network, whatever the show was. Remember the little light skinned one, Taco? You can't tell me him and Taco was not fucking. You also, I believe every part. I believe every part of him and Jaden. I feel like, hey, Quintessential Boo, they put it out there in the manner in which they did so as to throw you off and make you think that it ain't what it was, when in all actuality they was being very truthful and very honest, and they was busting each other down. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You want August, Will, and Jada to Child, I can see Will getting his back blown out, but people was telling me that Will was topping Dwayne Martin. Now, because I can't believe that Dwayne Martin is topping nobody. Like Dwayne Martin, they were saying Will and Dwayne Martin been in a whole ass relationship for years and years and years. To me, Dwayne Martin gives me power bottom. He ain't giving me no parts of shoving his meat. He might have some meat on him, but he may be one of these big dick power bottoms. I'm just saying. Quintessential, the snack for today, since it's Christmas season, this is box number 3, Quintessential. Box number 3. Because I knew you was going to ask. I'm on box number 3. And this is my juice for the day that I'm almost done with. So, listen. The thing about it is, August Alsina, the T is Jada Snatch, August from her son. That I can believe. That I 1000% believe. Diva One. Let me put that up here because I believe that 1000%. Baby, Jaden and Tyler probably had, a little skirmish, kerfuffle, whatever you want to call it, a little argument, and August fit the bill, and Jada, old trifling ass, saw that big jig, high yellow ass motherfucker, and said, "Bitch, let me go ahead and bend down and pick up something off the floor real good." August will shove his August is the type that will shove his meat in anything that get his dick hard. If his dick get hard, he's shoving it in. That's what he gives. I know a lot of men like that. I know a lot of men like that. Baby, you get their dick hard, it's going up in something. They call it pansexual in today's lingo. A good transsexual back in the day was just trade. Trade will fuck anything with a hole. Maybe they got a girlfriend. They might have a couple kids. But if one of the girls from around the way fucked around and got his dick hard, he was gonna fuck. And it wasn't nothing for him. Bitch, I just wanted to nut. That's what August Alsina gives me. That's what he gives me. Dwayne is Will's boyfriend. They was turning tricks out together while he was with Tisha Chow. But Dwayne, we know that. I'm just saying Dwayne ain't nobody's top. I'm just saying. You don't think Dwayne was pounding Tisha's body? No, ma'am. No, God. Wait a minute. Do Dwayne and Tisha have any kids? Because I don't remember them having no kids. Maybe they do, and I just don't remember. But if they do got kids, I don't remember ever hearing about it. They got kids. I'm just saying. I'm telling you what I know, Xavier. Take it from a professional. Mama puts footprints on ceilings. Footprints on ceilings. I'm just saying. Maybe he mans up for Tisha, but likes to get in panties for not a family pass around. Tracy. Yeah, a pansexual T honey. He done fucked a child. Jada in the back row talking about fuck the family. The family fuck my man. Jaden is over there in his room playing video games, cussing Jada out, cussing his mama out like fuck the family. Family fuck my man. Oh boy. Child, y'all are cutting up over here in this comment section. I can't even keep up. Oh, they got 2 sons? Child, that was through IVF, baby. He ain't shoved his meat up in her. That was through IVF. I'm just trying to tell you. Oh, he with Lisa Ray husband now? Child. Oh, they got 2. Child, I never even heard of these sons. But that don't mean that he stuck it in there. They could have had IVF. I'm just saying. Baby, they could have had IVF and called it a day. Baby. But let me tell you, here's what August gives, okay? August gives that his music career ain't really doing a whole lot. I'm just being honest. I'm trying to think if I can name one August song. Anyway, you a cute face and a good piece of dick. And he's had a lot of trauma in his life. So he tries to be this whole heady, cerebral, I'm in touch with my spirituality type person. You ever met those kind of people? Like they always just, oh, they're so cerebral and they're so heady and they're so in touch with the spirits and the universe. And mind you, they always on every illicit drug known to man. Because you can't tell me that young man don't have copious amounts of drugs coursing through his veins. I'm trying to think if I've ever seen August Alsina sober. Every time I see him, he has these, glazed over eyes, and he just gives me one of those types of people. So I absolutely feel that he's probably, as you always say, today's lingo pansexual, but he's gonna fuck anything with a hole. Now, do probably tap into him when he was at that right level in terms of narcotic equilibrium. There's a certain equilibrium that you can achieve when you are a heavy narcotics user. When you catch that person at that time, you become in tune with them, and that's what happens. And so now that's his boo thing. That's his boo thing, at least until the next argument or whatever, or until the next good hit come along and a good nut. When you achieve that good hit and good nut at the same time, and then that's gonna be your next soulmate. I'm just telling y'all what I know. I think he takes more than just pain pills. I think he takes other illicit drugs too. I know he has a chronic illness. I know he's been through a lot of trauma in his life. But what I'm saying is, baby, that doesn't mean that they don't still alter his thinking and psyche and whatnot. I don't know if I remember kissing on my tattoo, but I probably know his songs if I listen to them. But you calling the names out and telling me I'm supposed to know that child, girl, child. This is his debut out, to be honest. That's why he's trying to delve into skincare, child. He does have nice skin now. I will say he's had nice skin. Hey, Jay Parrish, child, what's good? Listen, but I feel like, first of all, every video I've seen of this is somebody literally recording it from their cell phone because nobody across the fruited plains watches the surreal life, and there's no actual footage of the surreal life except for when it comes to, like, you can't go to YouTube and say, oh girl, let me find this surreal life, the surreal life video from last night. Girl, ain't nobody watching that shit. Ain't nobody watching that. Hey, Yana boo. Yana girl, we talk about Yana. I'm glad I got up the Ray Your Mouth overlay with the rainbows, because this whole live is just the whole dossier today. And when I opened the dossier, glitter, sprinkles, and Skittles popped out at me when I opened the dossier today. So it's real gay up in here today. But yes, nobody watches this real life. Like, who knew that? Xavier, who literally knew that? Like, literally, who knew that? Like, like, if a tree falls in the forest and there's no one there to see it, did it really fall? Did it really happen? I'm just saying, child. So my point being, because nobody across the fruited planet, like, you got to be a devout August Alsina stalker to be over there looking for August Alsina on the surreal life. I'm just saying. Like, where have you failed in your level of, things to do in your life when you're stalking August Alsina on this real life? But girl, it came out, honey. Baby, it came out. And so mama is right out here talking about, oh, this is, this is not the traditional. What did he say? I forgot the exact language that he used. Basically said, oh, I know this is not the traditional mecha um relationship of the traditional love, but I love them and they love me, and this is the child girl. And then they have this this hug that just made me uncomfortable. Like, that hug was so uncomfortable. Like, girl, how, when they hug, the hug was more uncomfortable than anything that he said. Cause that hug was like, okay, let's go ahead. How we practice, when we practiced out what I was gonna say, and we had the rehearsals, go ahead with my hug. Make sure your head is to the side and my head to the side so our lips don't touch. Like, what was that? I'm just saying. I watched the first two episodes but haven't caught up yet. I enjoyed Surreal Life back in the mid 2000s where Omar Rosa, Janice Dickinson, and them were on Child. I don't even remember it from back then, honey. They're only going 6 episodes. These seasons getting shorter and shorter. Child, a mess. Right. Feels like that hug is not the hug you give when you are proclaiming that this your man or the love of your life and all it is. And let's be clear. I'm not going over there to watch Surreal Life if I'm not getting meat prints from August. August, I only want to see you if you giving me meat prints. I don't want to hear you talk. I don't want to hear nothing you got going on. Baby, if you ain't walking around with no drawers and some sweatpants and meat slanging all over the place, baby, we don't want to see it. Let's just be honest. We honestly don't want to see it. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Boyfriend can't be on the DL because boyfriend came right up there. Listen, the boyfriend ain't on the DL. The boyfriend will be in the next ball, voguing to um uh Vogue film category. Okay, but now, girl, now Phil, not Phil. Who was that? Xavier. Boyfriend is not Xavier. Xavier nephew. Now, now Xavier, you know you saw him in category Vogue film at the last ball. Stop playing, Xavier. Stop playing with us, okay? Talk about he on the DL. Girl, he knew to this, so he wasn't ready for the full out with his rich child a mess. $5 on his boyfriend having a few boyfriends by the end of the business day. $6 in a sex tape. That's what I'm here for, baby. Let's see this good sex tape since that's what we're doing. Girl, we need visual evidence, visual receipts. Since you wouldn't give us a kiss, you ain't even kissed that man. So for all we know, you ain't even really gay. We need some physical, substantial evidence of who you are. If you expect to get a membership card here down here to the Rainbow Coalition, if you expect keys to this good suite down here to the Rainbow Coalition compound, baby, we need a substantial evidence that you belong down here in the compound. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Friend sachet to right. Like the way mama girl tooted that thing up, mommy, and made it roll, baby. Mama is out and proud, honey. She's just been waiting for August to catch up. But baby, mama been telling all her little friends, you know I'm dating August. And all her friends like, girl, stop playing. Girl, don't nobody believe you. Girl, I am. I be over his house. Girl, he said you his brother. Girl, stop playing with me. And now, he came out and had that horrible ass kiss. Girl, I would have whooped his ass. Because you could have been my man, August. Because if you would have rolled up out there and gave me some fake ass hug like that, bitch, we'll be fighting right on camera. Right on camera. I'm not approving my man showing his goodies to the work child. He's still singing at some of it. He's still singing where? Hey, Miss Trisha P. Baby, I didn't even know August Alsina was still a child. And people going to the concerts. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know. He's still selling tickets. Now, are these tickets on Ticketmaster or Eventbrite? Because there's a difference. If Mama is selling tickets on Eventbrite, then we know what that means. But she got tickets on Ticketmaster that we can go buy. Girl, girl. Child. Xavier, you still at work? All right, honey. You know where to find us. Oh, he got tickets to the Pride event. Oh, okay, honey. He's singing at the Pride event. Girl, we don't want to see her at the Pride events. Girl, we don't feature her like that. Not her music. Now, if you come into this good sex party that they having after the concert, girl, we here for it. But we ain't going to you. We're not here for you singing, honey. Child, no, ma'am. Child. Child. So that came out. The the jury's still out, y'all. We down here to the Rainbow Coalition compound. We need visual evidence. Okay. We need evidence. Girl, you can't roll up here and talk about this the love of my life and then give this fake ass hug and think we just gonna open the doors, open the gates down here to the Rainbow Coalition compound and give you a key to a suite. Now, if you give us one more, if you conveniently release a good old sex tape and we can have visual evidence, something entering somebody's body, girl, we'll be here for it. Then we'll give you a key to us. We'll give you a whole suite over here. Until then, honey, girl, let me let y'all know how much this ain't shit because it's not even getting like the press. Like normally, if somebody of marginal notoriety, I mean, there was a time during the entanglement days where everybody kind of knew he was kind of a big name. Now he's about a J list, maybe because he's not an A list or B list. He's around about J list celebrity. I might upgrade him to G list celebrity because of the size of his meat and because of his attachment to Will and Jada. But at best, baby, your highest rung on the celebrity status is G list, okay? But what I'm saying is, one would have thought, and I'm sure he probably to a certain degree, especially the way he tried to be real dramatic when he was, letting us know and everything he said, like it was real dramatic. And so you would have thought that it would have gotten more press or been much of a bigger deal, but it's very much page 21 in the newspaper. Like, girl, oh, that happened. Okay, girl, well, we gonna keep going. Okay, girl, like Anna Marie Horsford on Friday. Oh, I'm gay. Okay, girl, what's happening over here? Like, girl, if you ain't August, you handled this so wrong, so wrong. Like the girl, even the girls, because in down here to the Rainbow Coalition, we are inviting of everybody. If you cute, got a cute face and got some good meat, the girls will have you come in with open arms. Like, oh, you and they'll be not that some of the girls still not in the inboxes. I'm sure that inbox is stupid right now. However, even when I go on went on my Twitter today, girl, girl, it wasn't like, ooh, it was like, oh, that happened. Okay, girl, what we doing tonight? Like, girl, what we eating for Thanksgiving? Like, that's literally how it went. Nobody paid it any mind. Child, this is a failed attempt at relevance. We don't care. We literally don't care. Girl, until we see a sex tape or something. You ain't even kiss that boy like you liked him. Girl, you ain't even give him a peck. You ain't even do the little, you ain't do nothing. Girl, if you don't go somewhere August, mama, go sit down, okay? Okay, go sit down, okay? Okay. Girl, girl. I don't know what y'all think. Cause yeah, let me since we are right in the middle of talking about rainbow stuff. Um so my sugar spike segments today. Um we a tough crowd. How are we a tough crowd? Yeah, baby, that friend, the boyfriend, baby, he is as gay as the day is short right now. We got real short days right now. Girl, girl. Ch- Girl, I'm not doing this with y'all. Let me, since we doing all of our stuff, let me go ahead and get my sugar spikes out of the way. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and non-binary members of our audience today, it's time for our favorite segment. It's time for our sugar spike, 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 sugar spike.
Holy Ghost will tell you, don't wait at the church. You can win it. Call my mama. Jesus. I wish somebody help me.
Jesus. It's time for our sugar spike segment. So, for our sugar spike segment today, hey, Spicy Original Boo. Hey, Diamond Pearl Gem. Did you come up with it? I have not. I said the weekend, Tracy. God, Lord, I don't even know. I ain't even thought that far. I just got my phone back about 30 minutes ago. I mean, maybe about 45 minutes ago. Child, so much pressure. Anyway, so in our first sugar spike segment, um, right now in sports, although it's not a big deal here in the United States, this is a big deal worldwide. FIFA is going on. The FIFA Soccer Championship World Cup Soccer Championships are going on right now, and there's a big situation. So, and remember, although it may not be true in America, the most popular sport worldwide is by far soccer. I mean, you got people shutting down their country about soccer. I'm not making this up. I'm not being hyperbolic at all. You got people literally like losing their lives about soccer games and stuff like that. Like there have been the whole riots and cities set on fire all over soccer games. I'm not making this up. Biggest sport in the world. So when the FIFA World Cup comes around, it's like the whole world kind of shuts down a little bit. Not literally shuts down, but the whole world is watching. We'll say like that. So it has come out that International Soccer's governing body, FIFA, that's the name of it, is FIFA. Um, they have threatened to they have threatened players at the World Cup championships with yellow cards for misconduct if they wear rainbow one love armbands supporting inclusion and diversity for LGBTQ members, people around the world. So what FIFA said, if you wear the armband, it has a heart on it. It says one love. I remember way back when I was on my old YouTube channel back in the day, we had a whole campaign, like all the gay YouTubers. We had a big campaign for one love. And then right after that, it was the no hate when they had Prop 8 in California. That came right after the one love campaign too. But anyway, they and here's what this is what it's like. It would be like in football, for those people who know football, for them to say, we're going to issue a 15-yard penalty and loss of downs for anybody that wears this armband. If you wanted to equate it to the NFL, like it's not a small deal for them to get a yellow card in soccer. That's a very big deal, a very strict penalty for them to receive. and for the international soccer governing body to do that and tell these players that they can't stand up for the rights of LGBTQ members and LGBTQ people around the world is a huge deal. This game is being played in Qatar, and we know there are a lot of countries in that area that are not here for anything LGBTQ. Matter of fact, you could lose your life in in some countries in that area for being LGBTQ. And there's a lot of protests that are going on in and around the World Cup. But I found that very striking that they would take that stance. Now, the United States Secretary Anthony Blinken has come out and criticized and vilified um, FIFA for coming out with this stance. When he spoke to the Secretary of State of the country of Qatar, he said, "quote Any restrictions on freedom of expression are always concerning to the United States. It's especially so when the expression is for diversity and for inclusion. And in my judgment, at least no one on a football pitch should be forced to choose between supporting these values and playing for their team." So essentially, what they're saying is if you're going to play soccer, football, in front of literally billions, and I'm not being hyperbolic about billions of people. We don't want any expressions of of diversity or inclusion. We don't want you to do anything to support the LGBTQ community because what we don't want is we don't want to upset any countries that don't like gay people or LGBTQ plus people. In Iran, not in Iran, at this same World Cup soccer team, when they played the Iranian national anthem, the entirety of the Iran soccer team chose not to sing their own national anthem. Hey, Chris Speaks, because they were protesting all of the stuff that's going on over in Iran. If you're not familiar with what's going on over in Iran, there was a young lady who um, who was protesting, and she chose not to wear her hijab on a television broadcast of her. I think she was a journalist, if I'm not mistaken, and she was killed not long after that. And they are absolutely saying that this she was killed because she chose not to wear her hijab, which is against the law in Iran. There are countries where if women don't have head covering, their hijab, that is against the law. And so women around Iran are now protesting that they're getting thrown in jail, they're getting persecuted, and so forth. And so there's a groundswell of support for these women. And so the Iranian soccer team used this as their platform to display their distaste for what's happening in Iran and the treatment of women over in countries like Iran, which is a big thing. Like for the rest of the world, making a statement at the World Cup soccer championships is as big as it gets. There's no bigger stage that you can make any type of statement at. So when you have these individual players that choose to make these statements, it's not a small thing. This is a huge, huge thing that when you're talking about protest, that is the largest platform that they're going to have. So um, now we've seen this people protest and do things um, more so in the United States. You don't see a lot of protests at things like the Super Bowl. However, you see a lot of athletes do protests on the Olympic stage in America. And while the Olympics is big worldwide, if you're really going to hold one against the other, FIFA World Cup is still much bigger than the Olympics. in America, they'll try to make you feel like the Olympics is bigger, but that's because we're not big on soccer. Absolutely, Diamond Pearl Jim. Those people are risking their lives when they make protests like this, especially about a soccer game. So my point is this: we've seen this happen on a grand stage back in 2008 when we had the Olympics in China. People didn't want America to go and participate in those Olympics because of what China was doing to people in China, because of some of the atrocities and laws that the people in China were being subjected to. They did not want people to go there, but the people was, but you know, it's hard to tell somebody that you don't spend 4+ years of your life, you know, practicing for this moment and you ain't gonna get to go. So that's what is going on with you. But I find it very interesting that they had no smoke for the Iranian team that chose to protest about the treatment of the women in Iran, but the FIFA World Cup governing body of soccer, international governing body of soccer, got all the smoke in the world for any player that decides to wear an armband, not even saying nothing, not even doing nothing, just chose to wear the armband that had the rainbow flag and one love on it. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Now the games are being played in Qatar, and in Qatar, sex outside of marriage is illegal. Homosexuality is also illegal and punishable by death in Qatar, the country where the World Cup is being played. So now, Secretary Blinken, I don't want to get off topic, but it always is real rich when the United States goes to other places and tries to, you know, come off being pious and self-righteous and do the little wagging, pointing finger at another country when we got a whole lot of fuck shit going on over here. That's a whole nother story. We're gonna stay on topic. We're gonna keep it here. Focus. Shout out to anybody that could tell me what movie that comes from. Focus. Shout out to any teacher that could, anybody that could tell me where that comes from, what movie that comes from. Focus. So we'll see how that goes, but it has not stopped players from it has not stopped players from still wearing the armbands and choosing to support LGBT or Q plus people around the world. Everything is illegal. No, yes, Sweet Pea. Shout out to Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea said, "I know this one. I know this one." Yes, that's from Sister Act 2. Focus. That absolutely is from Sister Act 2. It absolutely is. So but yeah, there's a lot of people saying a lot of things around the world. You know, there's whole, you can go on your Instagram and you could go on Twitter and you can see they have whole campaigns right now protesting what FIFA is doing at the World Cup and how people are not here for it. So go check it out. Now, if you expect me to believe that Qatar is around here enforcing the no sex without marriage, and you're hosting the World Cup, knowing you got all these athletes coming out here with all these hormones and everything, baby, it's going down. That's just like at every Olympic village. One of the main things that they talk about that you always have to have when you host the Olympics is a whole bunch of condoms and lube. And I'm not making this up. I'm not trying to be, you know, that guy, but it is a known fact. When the people go down to the Olympics, all these athletes with all these hormones and stuff, Baby, they be humping like rabbits. It's a very known thing. Look it up. I'm not making this up. It's real. Child, child. I just don't understand how people even like for me, I don't, there's no excitement for me to go and visit a country where I go there and I don't know if a bitch gonna throw me in jail because me and my boo holding hands. Like I'm not interested in going over to a country where I could literally be thrown in jail and end up like Brittany Griner in some penal colony or something like that. Like I want no parts of that. And people be going over. I know some of the girls they be going over here to Dubai and all of these other places where these countries don't want no parts of you. And I'm not going over nowhere where these people finna throw me in jail and stuff like that. And they tell me point blank, "Yeah, we're not here for you." Mm-mm. But then you want my money. You want my money. You want my tourism dollars. But then you gonna tell me that I can't do it? No, no, sir. No, no, ma'am. We're not playing that game. We're not playing that game. So, in other sugar spiky news now, because I guess this is the Rainbow Coalition edition of Run Your Mouth. We appropriately have rainbows on the overlay today. So Herschel Walker, um, today, no, not today. What's today? Tuesday? Right. So yesterday, Herschel Walker put out a 30-minute ad that was very transphobic. Some 2 days after the whole Club Q shooting, and nightclub shooting in Colorado, insensitive ass Republican Party and Herschel Walker. Let me give you. I'm not going to show the ad because I don't want to give it the light of day. However, I'm going to tell you what is in the ad. I have seen the ad. Um, he's running an ad that says transgender women and girls should be banned from competing on women's sports team, and also referring to them as biological men in the ad. Um, I'm not going to get into the weeds with regard to how people feel about whether or not trans women and girls should be able to compete with uh, women who were born women at birth. However, comma, if the people tell you that they want to be termed women, you don't get the right to be like, yeah, you're a biological man. They're coming right out and saying, do not let these biological men play sports because that's what Reverend Warnock wants. This here's a quote from the ad. There's a woman speaking on the ad. It says, "For more than a decade, I worked so hard, 4 a.m. practices to be the best. But my senior year, I was forced to compete against a biological male." This is what she said in the ad. Um, and I'll let you hear the ad, and I'm not going to um, play the ad, but I'll let you hear what the ad is saying. Hold on, y'all. Let y'all hear the ad.
Riley Gaines, a 12-time NCAA All-American.
And I'm Herschel Walker.
For more than a decade, I worked so hard. 4 a.m. practices to be the best. But my senior year, I was forced to compete against a biological male.
That's unfair and wrong.
A man won the swimming title that belonged to a woman, and Senator Warnock voted to let it happen.
Warnock's afraid to stand up to a female athlete.
Herschel Walker stands up for what's right.
I'm Herschel Walker, and I'm proud to prove.
That's what y'all got going on. 2 days after bloodshed. 2 days. That's why. Here's what the president and CEO of GLAD had to say. Quote, "Airing this kind of rubbish under the guise of a political campaign was already deplorable enough, but in the wake of Saturday night's massacre at Club Q, it's simply unconscionable. These ads should be pulled immediately from Georgia's airwaves before more lives are put in danger. End quote. Um, Now, I know that there have been ads that I've seen even before when they were doing a general election about this same thing. Um, but like she said, it's unconscionable. Um, Walker was seen at a campaign rally on Sunday, the day after, um, ranting and raving about what he deemed to be the definition of a man and a woman and all of this stuff. It's just a mess. Um, um, there are so many other things that you could run on right now that Herschel Walker could be, explaining to us. But this is what him and and let's be clear. Let's break this all the way down. None of us believe that Herschel Walker has the intellectual fortitude and wherewithal to come up with any of this on his own. That bastard can't put one and one and get two. Okay, so I am of no reason to believe that Herschel Walker is the person behind what this is. It's the engine that's behind him. The same engine, the same people in his campaign that came out before the general election and had to negate all of his biography that he put on that they put on the website. The same ones claiming that he's dangerous to be in the United States Senate are the same ones who are playing with us. I never bought that garbage when he said, "Oh, you, we have to take down his bio because we know it's not true." But you put it up there to begin with. He didn't put the shit up. You did. Oh, well, he could be dangerous if he's put in the United States Senate. We know that, but you bastards still continue to work for him. Which is it? You can't have it both ways. Y'all are still backing him. You're still funding him. And I am of no reason to believe that it's not the people working for his campaign and the brass down to the Republican National Committee that has everything to do with these types of ads being put on here. There's any number of things that ads that he could run on. Any number of ads and issues, I should say, that he can run on. Let me move on before I spike all the way the hell out. In other news, a nightclub in the New York City area has been attacked 4 times in the same week. It is a gay nightclub in New York area has been attacked 4 times in the same week. And this is what we're talking about when we say people are pushing narratives and people just put stuff out there because it's of no consequence to them. But pushing these narratives and letting some of these things see the light of day and get spewed into the atmosphere is dangerous. That is why somebody got in my comment section a couple months ago and said, "Why don't I ever have opposing viewpoints on my channel?" And my thing is this: I have no problem with opposing viewpoints, but some opposing viewpoints are so horrible, so heinous, and so detrimental to a group of people that I'm not going to allow them to get the light, to see the light of day. Because even though the majority of my people that may watch me may not agree, there could be one person that hears that and takes ownership of that and runs with it, and that could be the next person gunning down people in some massacre or something like that. And I don't want my platform and my channel to be the reason why some asshole heard something and decided that they were going to go and use that as ammo to go and murder people, to go and discriminate against people, to go and harm other people or to go and cause anything that would interrupt the life of someone else. So I'm not doing it. So here's the information. And this is from the New York Post. Video provided to the New York Post shows a man approaching the bar. The name of the bar is Verse, VERS. Verse is in Hell's Kitchen. The man was approaching the bar at around 10 p.m. and threw a brick at the bar. The bar has shatterproof glass windows, which the owner David the Paralesa told the Post he had installed in anticipation of possible anti-gay attacks. Nobody was harmed in the incident. Here's what the owner said, quote, "I thought about the glass when I first opened the space in July. It doesn't shatter, but it does crack." The owner said that this was the fourth time someone had thrown something at the bar's window in a week and called the attacks unnerving. The attack happened the same night that 5 people were killed. So this happened Saturday night, when 5 people were killed and 18 people were injured over in Colorado. In terms of the New York City attacks, it is unclear if it is the same suspect involved in each, but the Paralesa said that they have all been similar, with a person throwing a brick at the window each time. The NYPD responded to each incident, but the owner said he hasn't heard back from them with any updates. An NYPD spokesperson told the New York Post that police are, quote, "definitely looking into it," end quote, and no arrests have been made. The club opened earlier this year with the Paralesa saying that the attacks won't stop him from opening his bar at 5 p.m. on Sundays, like always. At 5 p.m., that's what he said on Sunday, but it opens at 5 p.m. Every day. So this is happening. That's why when people say, "Oh, it's getting better, we're getting closer," no, we're not. No, we're not. These people are crazy. There are people crazy out there. And the more people are allowed to spew venom and hate at other people, the more it's not going to get any better. And that's why I don't come on here and allow people. No, they have cameras. They absolutely have cameras. Because there's the camera footage of the incident that you can watch. There's literal camera footage that you can see of the person doing it. Police have all of that information. A mess. But the more you allow people on your platform saying, "Oh, well, I don't want it to be one-sided. I want to give the other perspective," that becomes very dangerous. When you do that and you allow those things, people to come up and say certain things, it grows legs, and you don't know who's listening at that time or who may listen to the replay of this and do with what they want with that information. Like, it's crazy. So that's that. We know we had the shooting massacre in Colorado at Club Q. What's coming out now is that the police in Colorado Springs should have had this guy on a red flag list already. TMZ is reporting that he had a situation involving the police. I believe it was earlier this year. Let me see when exactly it was. No, it was last year. The Colorado, the same gunman who did this massacre. There was an incident with the police at his mom's house, and he told the cops, he egged them on to enter his mom's home back in 2021, but vowed to blow up his mom's home if they went in. And so people are asking now, why wasn't he put on the red flag list? Like if cops went and had a whole situation with this young man, and he said, "Yeah, come on in the house, come on in the house, I'll blow all y'all up," and none of y'all, there's video footage of this. Why isn't he on a red flag list? Like, why is he still able to go and purchase assault rifles and firearms? Because the man the veteran that attacked him had to get the assault rifle out of his hand and a handgun, because he said he had an assault rifle and a handgun. Um, yeah. So yeah, these people are dangerous. But we're never going to do anything about gun laws here in DC yet to be United States of America. So what do you expect? It's every man for himself and everybody else for Jesus. Go with God. That's how they are. That's exactly how they are. So that's a few updates on that. I think that's all my sugar spiky moments. Yes. So oh no, I do have another sugar spiky moment. Okay. Sugar spike. Um child Toria, child, don't get me started. Anyway, the University of Florida, one of the worst places on earth. I can say that being an alum of the Florida State University, where excellence is always the word of the day. And come this coming Saturday, we're going to beat the University of Florida down. My beloved Seminoles are going to dish rag and dog walk the University of Florida Gators on the football field. But that's a whole nother story. Let me get back to what I was talking about. The University of Florida, the Gator Nation, Hater Nation, has decided to withdraw a high school quarterback scholarship for using the N word in a video. So, high school quarterback Marcus Stokes, who's the number 14 ranked pick in the not in number 14 overall, number 14 ranked quarterback um in high school right now, had his scholarship withdrawn. Hey Doris, what's good, my love? You're welcome, Toria. So here's the deal. He attends Florida's Nice High School. Where is that at? I'm not even sure what that is in Florida, being from Florida myself. But I've never heard of Nice High School. I'm not even sure what that is. Anyway, that's the high school he attends. So they found video footage of him doing a rap song, singing a rap song, and loudly saying the N word over and over and over, because the N word is in the rap song. And so that video has gone viral. Um, he was in his car, rapping the words of a rap song that he enjoyed. He posted himself on social media. Here's what he's had to say in the aftermath. Quote, yes, he's white, in case you were wondering, he is white. Here's his words. He said, I deeply apologize for the words in the song that I chose to say. It was hurtful and offensive to many people, and I regret that. I fully accept the consequences for my actions, and I fully respect the University of Florida's decision to withdraw my scholarship offer to play football. Now, is this the video? Yeah. So he's there. It is. He's saying the N word. So here's my thing. Here's my thing. When are we going to? At some point during the black community, we're gonna in the black community, we're gonna have to have a real and true conversation about this because while I know people are probably never going to give up their use of the N word, what you do have to realize and come to grips with is you have people putting music out for public consumption. Okay. It was one thing during the time of our grandparents and parents where you had white people stealing black music and, taking credit for it and singing black songs and falling in love with black music or whatever you want to call it. But the thing is, those songs, I'm not saying none of them had the N word in it, but it wasn't as pervasive as it is in a lot of the rap music now. Rap music is probably the most popular music of today, or one of the most popular genres of music of today. And so if I go back to my parents and grandparents' time, I'm not saying that there weren't any songs that didn't have the N word. I'm sure that there were. However, by and large, you weren't bombarded with the N word in a lot of black music. And so therefore, there wasn't the same impact when you had white people enjoying and singing full out blasting black music. But now, when you have a lot of rap music that's littered and heavy laden with the N word, and you're asking people to go out and buy your albums, you're asking people to stream your songs, people are going to play it. The music becomes popular. People learn the lyrics, and then you can't at the very next breath say, "Oh, but you can't say the one word in this song that I put in the song. That's probably one of the main reasons why you like this song." Like that conversation is at some point is going to have to be had because if we're thinking, because I'm gonna tell you, I had this conversation in my classroom. I was at the time I was at a predominantly white school, and this was my 11th graders. These were my 11th graders, and these weren't the bad kids. These were my AP students, 11th grade AP students. I wanted to have a conversation with them, and I asked them. This was about 20. I would say this might have been 2015. Yeah. So I asked them. I said, when y'all, because I knew that they listened to a lot of rap music. I said, when y'all are in the car driving home or whatnot, and this was not a poor white school. This was a very affluent, rich, well-to-do white school. When y'all are in y'all's car driving home, listening to these songs, do you say the N word like it is in the song on the album? And they said, "Can we be honest?" I said, "Yes." There's no, you're not gonna get this shit. And we're being honest. Yes, they told me when we get around our friends who are black, we don't say it. But if we're in the car, and one of my students, he came right out. He said, if it's just all white people in the car, many of them were also Jewish because it was a heavily Jewish community. They said when we're in the car and it's just us white people, we absolutely do say that word. But then when we get around black people, we kind of know to censor ourselves. And in my mind, I thought that sounds good. Well, it doesn't really sound good. But my thing is, I don't believe that we could expect for them to censor themselves effortlessly every single time. Remember, we had the situation with Kendrick Lamar where the white girl came up on stage and he handed the white girl this song, the microphone. He knows his song. He knows the lyrics of this song. So why would you hand this white girl the microphone on stage, asking her to say the lyrics, and then get mad when she says the lyrics and there's the N word on there? A real conversation is going to have to be had about that. And I'm not saying there's a right or wrong, but it's we it's a hard conversation that we don't want to have, that we don't even want to entertain. But then, members of our community come out here and are windmilling in the streets, and they get mad, broke down, busted, and disgusted with these white kids that come out here, and they're just doing the lyrics to their favorite rap song and are saying the N word. Like this young man, I don't know the young man from a can of paint. I don't know if he's racist or not. I don't know any of that. I don't know anything about him, but he had to come to a harsh reality that this stuff is not black and white. It's very gray. Where he probably thought, I'm just over here rapping, to my song like all my other friends, because he plays and is friends with football players on his team that are that are just as much fans of this music as he is. They just happen to be black, and he happens to be white. And when he's with his black friends, they get to say it all freely. So I'm sure he was in his car driving home, happy. That's his jam. That's his bump. He over here singing it. Da 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 da. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of being a little boy, and there were songs that had very explicit music. And when I was with my friends, I knew all of the dirty words. I could quote all of the dirty words, the cuss words, and everything. Once I walked into my house, it's like a switch flipped, and I could not be heard saying a curse word at all. Like I knew how to censure and flip the switch and never use the cuss words at all. Like I would, go silent on the curse words effortlessly. Effortlessly. Like I would unconsciously not say the curse words around my grandparents. And it was never a thing. However, um, it was something that I thought about probably very little. But when I was with my friends, the words came out. Another thing I used to do, which is more testament to me, should have known that I was gay. Um, if it was a song that I really liked by a female and she was singing a song about a male, I knew effortlessly and unconsciously how to change. When she would say a he, I knew how to change it to a she, or a man. I knew how to effortlessly. So I'm not saying it's not possible, but what I am saying is we're going to have to understand that we can't in one breath, hey Cams, you can't in one breath tell all of these people, we don't want you using these words, we don't want you singing this, but then at the same time, you want them to buy the album. You want them to stream the music. Like, oh, the school, I think it's in St. August. Yeah, the school is in St. Augustine. I remember I was saying I didn't know what school, where was that? It's in St. Augustine. Now, although he had accepted the offer to UF, and UF had ceremoniously rescinded his scholarship offer, he also got offers from Georgia Southern and HBCU. I should have you know. Indiana University, Liberty University. Is that the same Liberty that's an HB? Because I know there's a Liberty University that's an HBCU. Is it Liberty University or Liberty College? But I know there's a Liberty that's an HBCU. Memphis has offered him a scholarship. Penn State, Pittsburgh, South Florida, USF, University of Utah, and Virginia Tech all have offered him scholarships. It's a convoluted conversation. It's a very convoluted conversation. Anyway, um, I'm gonna do this one story, and then we'll get to one good news stories, and then we'll check out. So, anybody here, if you live in the greater DC area, put a 27 in the chat. If you have children or family members or whatever who attend school in the DC area, put a 27 in the chat. You need to listen up. This is information that I got today, this afternoon. All right. So if you're in the DC area, you'll probably hear it on your local news, or they probably came home with a letter about it. But here we go. Students and staff at DC schools must test negative for COVID-19 to return after Thanksgiving. That's some information that people probably are going to want to know. Let me read this to you. Students and staff returning to Washington, D.C. public schools after Thanksgiving break will have to provide proof of a negative COVID-19 test before they can get back to the classroom, according to city officials. The requirement, which DC schools have also used to ease returns to in-person learning after other seasonal breaks, is in practice this Thanksgiving to support a safe return after the holiday, according to the mayor's office. Schools are distributing test kits in the days leading up to the holiday, and families can pick up extra tests at any of the district's COVID centers located in each of the city's 8 wards. The test needs to be taken on Sunday, November 27th, and results must be uploaded the same day to the DC Schools online portal to clear the student for class on Monday. That is important because y'all gonna be ready to send them kids back to school, and this school's gonna be like, nah. Let me read that again. The tests need to be taken on Sunday, November 27th, and results must be uploaded the same day to the DC Public Schools online portal to clear the student for class on Monday. Students and staff who test positive, regardless of vaccination status, won't be allowed to return to in-person school activities until completing an isolation period, which is typically 5 days, unless symptoms persist, according to the guidance from the DC Department of Health. The same policy will be in place to return after the winter break in December. I just felt like that was information y'all needed to know. Let your family and loved ones who may either work at a DC public school or attend a DC public school know that that's in place. I don't know if that is in place for other areas. There may be other school districts that have that same policy. So I would check the school district's website, or you can call the school, call your school, your child's school, or call the school district, and they may be able to provide you with information. Now, hopefully they sent paperwork and letters and documentation with regard to that. A lot of school districts are out this whole week for fall break. So some places it's too late to call because they're out the whole week. Like they've been out since Friday and they won't be back until the 28th. So I was in those cases, I would check the website, or if you know another parent that has a child in your school district, you may want to ask them. They may know. So yeah, and that's for students and staff, not just students, but staff. All right. So we doing record time over here. You know we good for 2-hour lives. We about to be out of here in an hour and a half. Look at me. Y'all don't see me. Y'all don't see me. Whoop, whoop. All right. So this is our last story today. The dossier today wasn't that packed. I will say that. The dossier was not that packed. So, all right, here's some good news. So, in the city of Atlanta, if you remember, remember the guy that got shot in the Wendy's parking lot 2 years ago? Was it 2 years ago or was it a year ago? It might have been last year. It might have been early last year. But the guy who, if you remember, there was the whole thing. There was Rayshard Brooks. Black man got shot in that not Denny's, Wendy's parking lot in Atlanta. Wrongful death, all of that stuff. Well, the city of Atlanta has agreed on a $1 million settlement to his family after the death that killed him. Um, Let me read this. The family of Rayshard Brooks has reached a $1 million settlement agreement with the city of Atlanta. 2 years, it was 2 years ago, 2 years after the 27-year-old black man was fatally shot by police in a Wendy's parking lot. Atlanta City Council voted 15-0 in a unanimous decision to approve the settlement. The family's attorney released a statement after everything was finalized on Monday. And then they have the statement about the family. But that is, I mean, there's no amount of a settlement that will take the place of that family member. That family will be grieving his death for decades to come. However, comma, that nice piece of change will come in handy. It ain't gonna alleviate the grief that we're gonna have, but it won't hurt. I will say that. So that's the good news behind that. Crispy say, okay, y'all gave out tests on Friday. Okay. So Crispies, you're in what, Georgia? What area are you in, Crispies? Are you in DC or are you I don't know why I thought you no, I know who teaches in Georgia. So Crispies, you teach in DC, or if you could tell us if you don't mind what area you teach in so we can all be um informed. If you don't mind, Crispies. What I here's a story that I purposely said to myself. Los Angeles Unified. Okay, so Crispies is over in LA. And in LA, it's the same thing. Like I said, you may have several school districts that fall into that policy. So just check your local school district's website, and you'll find out. Hey, Mug Chip. Hey, Boo. So listen. What I was not gonna come on here. Where's that story? Maybe maybe they deleted that story. It was a story I saw that I said there's no way in hell that I'm gonna come up here and bother my people with this story. Oh, it is still up. I'm not bothering y'all with the fact that DaBaby says that he's on the same level as Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, and J. Cole. We canceled DaBaby well over a year ago. Was it over a year ago now? Has it been that long? Oh wow. I think it has been a year. But we don't cancel them for some time now. I'm not here for you, DaBaby. All of these young Generation Z, end of millennial generation rappers out here making these statements about them being the self-proclaimed greatest rappers to ever live and greater than some of the greatest people and greatest lyricists to touch a microphone. But all of these statements that these whack jobs and yahoos are making about who they're better than. Hey, Janae Boo, about who they're better than and who, they're on the same level with. Go somewhere and sit down. Because let me tell you something. real artists and real people in whatever profession or avocation that you're in. If you talk to some of the greats, I mean the truly greats and iconic people in those respective arenas, what they will tell you is when they were out there, their eyes was not on, oh, I'm in this to be the greatest to ever live. What they were out there trying to do was is being the best version of themselves that they could be, putting out the best product they could put out, doing the best work that they knew was in their capacity to do. It wasn't about, oh, I need to make sure that I'm the greatest to ever do it and I'm better than so. Because if you truly are that great and you're putting out the best version of yourself and the best product and the best everything, all of that other stuff will fall into place. You just need to be worried about going out there and making good music and not, you know, disenfranchising and angering whole groups of people, baby. You had the baby NBA young boy the other day talking about he's better than Jay Z or he could out rap Jay Z. You had 21 Savage talking about Nas. Like, nobody's checking for y'all for that. Go be with those, all of those Gen X, Gen Z, I should say, people that are here for y'all, that listen to y'all rant and rave, y'all drug induced, rants that y'all have. Go talk to them. Don't talk to the rest of us viewing public. Don't talk to us, please. Go away forever. Just go away. Somebody asked me in my inbox about the Chris Brown situation. I don't know nothing about the Chris Brown situation. I have no words about it. I ain't even looked it up. I didn't even watch the AMAs. The award shows now are unwatchable. Unwatchable. Most of these people, I don't even know their names. And then when you get to the low budget, I shouldn't call them low budget, but the lower tier award shows, the only person that exists to them is Beyonce. And when Beyonce becomes the greatest thing in the music industry, it's time to turn off the radio. I said it, get over it. And don't you beehive people come over here bothering me. Anyway, we about to get up out of here. I've had a great time with you all, as I always do. Right, used to be, but now, child. I mean, I always tell Warsha, oh, okay, okay, okay. Child. Anyway, y'all, we about to get up out of here. I had a great time with you all today. I'm just glad I got my phone back. I can start making calls again. Praise God. Um, y'all put some shondos in the chat before we get out of here. I'm hungry, y'all. I'm about to go get something to eat. I done got real hungry. Real hungry. I think I'm gonna make me some. I want to make a pot of greens for Thanksgiving. I think I might every Thanksgiving. I just only thing I ever want is a pot of greens. That's all I'd be like. Yeah, I just want a pot of greens. So I might go buy some stuff to get me a pot of greens to make me a pot of greens. Um, yeah, put me a good ham hock in there. Maybe some turkey necks in there. That's all I want. A good pot of greens. Mm. Right, be asking the little kid, well, who is that? Who is that? Well, what they sing? Well, wait, tell me the song they sing again. I ain't never heard of that. Who is that? Lil Who? Or the one all half of them all they got is letters for their name. Be like, what? ABCD who? XYZ what? What do you want from me, Harold? Harold, what do you want me to discuss for you, Harold? What is on your mind, Harold, that you want me to discuss? I'm here for you. What's on your mind? Oh yes, I can cook quite well. I don't like cooking, but I cook quite well. I was taught to cook under the tutelage of my grandmother, hmm where everything is from scratch, where I had to learn how to measure the amounts because my grandmother never measured the amounts. She would just say, like, put the water this high in this pot because you know the grandmothers back in the day when you from certain areas, they don't have these pots longer than you've been alive. And so the pot's got like a water line or something in there. So she'd be like, fill it to this spot. That's how much water you need. She just start pouring salt. All right, that's how much salt. And how you know how much? Here, taste this. That's when you know. See how that tastes? That's how it's supposed to taste. Oh, it don't taste like that? Oh, put a little extra amount of this. Put a little extra amount of that. I don't feel like going through all of that, Harold. Like I don't be like I can make a good mac and cheese. What I don't make, I haven't made in a long time. I don't say I don't, but I haven't made it in a long time because I don't like the process. I haven't made dressing in so long. Like it's been about 10 years since I made a good dressing because I just don't like the whole long drawn out process of making dressing. If I'm gonna go through a long drawn out process, I'm gonna do it for my greens and maybe for my mac and cheese, but I'm not doing that for dressing because I'm only gonna eat a little bit of dressing anyway. I ain't gonna eat a whole lot of dressing. So, um, you know, Mr. Oh, let's after we discuss brother child. You mean Sister Alcina? Ooh. I can make dressing. I just don't be want to be bothered with dressing, child. Oh, child. Because how I learned to make dressing is you got to make that, cast iron skillet, cornbread first to make the dress. Then you got to get the chicken necks and get the meat off the chicken. It's just a lot. Then you got it's just a whole process for making dressing that I just don't be wanting to go through. It just be too much. But I'm gonna make me a pot of greens. I'm gonna go get me. I'm about to go to Publix. Go get me a good ham hock. I'm only making greens for myself, so I only need one pot of greens. So um I'ma probably see I like to cut my own greens too. So I'm gonna go get a bushel. I'm gonna need just one bushel. I'm gonna cut my own greens because I like my greens cut real. I don't like the big cut green. I like my greens cut a little more fine. I don't like it like that. So yeah, we're gonna do all of those things. But I don't really child, I don't really need all that other stuff. All the other stuff, I'm good. It takes listen, you want a home cooked meal from me? You got to do things that get you a home cooked meal, sir. Now I cook home cooked meal for my menses, I sure do. But baby, when I get through with that home cooked meal, hmm, I be having expectations after said home cooked meal. Baby, it needs to go down. I'm just saying. Right, real men do real things. You're right about that, especially in the bedroom. Child, child. Somebody told me they heard somebody say real girls do real things. And I was like, they stole that from me because you ain't be hearing nobody else say real girls do real things. Because these girls love to plagiarize. Anyway, so y'all, I'm gonna try to go live tomorrow. I owe y'all a politics of it all. So I may need to do that tomorrow because there's a lot of stuff going on in politics that I really need to break down for y'all. And like only we can over here. Y'all know I owe y'all a politics of it all. So I'll probably do one tomorrow. Um, before we get into Thanksgiving weekend. Um, yeah, because there's a whole thing. Crispies, I've been trying to get really be to act right. I'm gonna call her today and see if we can do one tomorrow. Y'all know they did. Lady G did have to go and testify before the grand jury. Um, we found out who the real leak was in the Supreme Court. That the real leak, where it was coming from, and it wasn't from the left side. It was from the right side. Child, that whole scandal. Because that happened this weekend. I really wanted to talk about it. I should have did the politics of it all today to really break that down. Because if you really go into that whole situation with the Supreme Court leak and where it comes from, we got real problems over there. Real problems in SCOTUS. Real problems over there with the SCOTUS. So, um, so yeah, all of that is happening. Yeah, so I'll try to do a politics of it all tomorrow. Try to do one tomorrow. Yeah, that's all I got for y'all. As I always say, not grandmother G. I love y'all. I love all y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged and much appreciated. Remember, tonight we will be over on Darren Green TV's channel tonight. So meet me over there at 8 o'clock tonight on Darren Green's channel. I need to go get me something to eat before then. Shoot. I'm hungry, y'all. I'm real hungry. I'm going to get me something to eat. If you want to contribute to the channel, you can do so here with my Cash App. Thank you in advance. But yeah, until next time, I think that's all I got for y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Y'all could have been anywhere else, but y'all came over here to hang out with me, and I'm so appreciative. That's all I got for y'all. I'll see y'all tonight at 8 o'clock to talk about the Real House Skanks of Potomac. Oh, I'm gonna try not to listen, y'all. I'm gonna try not to drag these women over on Darren Green's channel. Y'all pray my strength in the Lord, but we gonna be over there, baby. If I have to, I'm gonna tell Darren to drop the link as well. So in case y'all want to come up, I know we talked about that last week. So in case y'all want to come up and talk with us, you can. But I'm gonna try not to drag these women for everything they were. I'm gonna try. Anyway, we gonna be over there at 8 o'clock. That's all I got for y'all, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out.